Gen Z reversed Christianity's decline by redeeming the Zuma channel, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, let's watch it.
Seemed like the end of Christianity. Gen Z was the most atheist, lonely, depressed, and hedonistic generation in human history. But these past couple of years, something has changed.
True.
Gen Z has
Sad but
reversed
true.
the decline of Christianity. For the first time ever, children are more religious than their parents, and there's more interest in traditional Christianity than ever before. How did this happen? Gen Z was the first generation to be raised.
How did this happen? Remember that very old saying, that says a generation of weak men creates difficult times, and difficult times create I'm sorry. Oh my god. A generation of weak men creates difficult times. Difficult times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times creates weak men, and etc. So yeah, I think we are in the generation of things changing again, but sadly we will not be the ones living to see things in the good stage, but we will be the change to a good stage, at least following this narrative. But I don't think it will keep just going like that somehow. I don't know.
In a secular post-Christian environment. They were the guinea pigs for the experiment of secularism, so they got to see the effects of secularism firsthand. So here's what it was like growing up Gen Z. Welcome to school. Hope you're excited to sit still and do mindless work for 8 hours every day. Not really. That sounds like a mental disorder. These pills should help. Okay, so how do I get good grades? By learning and being creative? No. School is designed for 20 highlighter girls who are neat and organized and submit meaningless homework on time. Not for guys like you with energy and motivation. Now here's why.
I talked about this already before. School is designed for women, and not for men. The sit still and respect and just listen to what I say, absorb, and take this as reality and truth. This is not for men, clearly.
Why you should hate your country, race, sex, and religion. Okay, now I'm gonna try to get a girlfriend. Girlfriend? These days people just do casual hookups and situationships, and we're only interested in 10% of guys, which does not include you. And you're happy about all this? Oh no, I'm dying inside, but I can't act otherwise due to social pressure. If you don't get your grades up, you're gonna fail. What about
oh my god! This is so freaking good. It's so on point. Everything is so on point here. It's amazing. Let's see what else we're gonna see here. Oh my god, this is so good. I'm loving this
You never
video.
go to class or do homework, but graduate anyway. Our school isn't allowed to fail those kids due to PR. Well, I have no motivation to work either. What's the point of all this? Hey now, if you get all A's and get into a good college, you might even afford a tiny apartment someday. Well, that's depressing.
You might. That doesn't mean that you will. In my country, you will not.
You're depressed? Seems like you need therapy. No, I just want to know what I'm even working for in life. Sounds like a chemical imbalance. These pills will make you numb to it all. This was a pretty normal experience for Gen Z men. They grew up lost, hopeless, lonely, and with no meaning in their lives. They also grew up surrounded by wokeness, which celebrated many groups of people, but said that men were the oppressor group and needed to take a back seat in society. The only voices speaking against the status quo were Christians and the cultural right, which have always had an uneasy on and off alliance with each other. There's a lot of overlap between them, because they often support the same things, but for different reasons. While not all Christians are on the right, and not everyone on the right is Christian, the right was an important stepping stone for many young men coming to Christianity. If we're gonna be honest, most young men didn't go from weed-smoking atheists to Bible-believing Christians overnight. For most of them, the first step in deconstructing leftism was honestly looking at internet memes that mock wokeness, so they could see how silly all of it was and eventually realize the emptiness of secular society. For many young men, the first step away from leftism is skepticism of the whole LGBTQ movement, which causes them to get cancelled, which further radicalizes them. Since leftism is a rival religion to Christianity, it's often necessary to lose faith in leftism before you can begin to consider Christianity. Not only did Gen Z lose faith in leftism, they lost faith in modern society generally, because previous generations were living off of the benefits.
This part is exactly how I feel. Like, I lost totally any hope for society, modern society at all. Like, any hope.
Of Christian society, they were able to have more faith in the material things of this world. But since society for Gen Z looked more bleak, they had to turn to spiritual things for meaning in life. This can loosely be applied to the generations. Previous generations were able to take a successful society for granted and saw less of a need to turn to God, but that made them weaker and less religious, which made society worse, which is making Gen Z turn to God. This also applies to countries. It's a common pattern that after centuries of Christianity, especially Protestant Christianity, countries will become insanely successful, but then due to their success, they'll forget about God. This is also the pattern we see in the Book of Judges many times over. The things that people often get meaning from, like money, romance, achievements, friendship, and self-image, are not necessarily bad things, but when they become ultimate things, meaning things that you can't have meaning without, then they become idols, which means false gods. Now, sometimes when people lose all of these things and can't get any meaning from them, they turn to Christianity because that's something that can never go away. The reason people are starting to favor Christianity over secularism is because Christianity offers objective goodness, truth, and beauty. Modern secular society says those things are just subjective opinions, which inevitably leads to degeneracy, lies, and ugliness in modern society. Traditional Christian philosophy calls goodness, truth, and beauty the transcendental.
Man, this channel is so good. This channel is so good. I don't know other videos of this channel, but this one, come on, this is amazing. It's a masterpiece. And guys, and I'm over-exaggerating. Let me know in the comments, this video is so freaking good.
Because they're all objective, they're all connected to each other, and they're all rooted in God's nature, because goodness, truth, and beauty each reflect God in various ways. But modern secular philosophy questions the existence of God, so goodness, truth, and beauty become nothing but human opinions. That's why they say things like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or live your truth. Those are actually secular modernist sayings.
This live your truth is one of the ones that, I mean, oh my god. This is one of those I remember the most. Like, this, I heard this so many times out there, like so many times. It stings me. It really stings me because this is ridiculous. It's so disgusting just by you looking at the composition of the sentence, you know. This really pissed me off. Like a lot at this rate.
Since objective goodness, truth, and beauty don't exist according to secularism,
it makes truth become like subjective. And truth is not subjective. There is only one truth. One truth for everything. You know, truth is not subjective. You're living lies. And calling your lies as true. It's like the wokes do, by the way. Like, they reject the reality. They don't embrace reality. They live in the world of their feelings of what was supposed to be the truth and will never be. It's insanity, man.
Any claims to objective goodness, truth, or beauty by the church, for example, are seen as tools of oppression that need to be deconstructed. Take goodness, for example. According to Christianity, morals come from God, and therefore there's a clear line between good and evil. So the so-called traditional family structure is not just based on tradition, but it's actually prescribed by God, because it's necessary for human flourishing. Secularism looks at that same family structure and calls it oppressive, because it's just based on arbitrary restrictions of people's rights. So they do everything they can to deconstruct it. They encourage women to be childless workers into their 40s. They encourage young women to party and sleep around and never settle down. They promote no-fault divorce, which breaks up families. They promote the LGBTQ movement, which breaks down the barriers between genders. And they promote abortion. Previous generations saw the absence of restrictions as freedom, but more and more young people are starting to realize how empty that life is and are desiring a traditional family. Now let's talk about truth. Christians believe that truth comes from God, revealed in the Bible, but once we understand that, we can also study science, because science is the study of God's creation. Christian ideas laid the groundwork for modern science because
this is the truth, and this is why they live in lies. And this is why I think Oh my god, I will give an opinion here that. Damn. Okay, guys. Hear me out. Yes, I use a deflagged phrase. Okay, hear me out. This is why I think atheists that are really like that are more smart, just for the sake, if they are really pursuing the truth, if they desire to pursue the truth, at some point, I mean, the truth of everything, the truth of all facts, at some points, these truths will lead them to be Christian. And if you're not reaching this point, or you don't trust this and don't believe this, it's because you're probably or not too worried about that, or you're not searching for the truth. You're satisfied with living like your truth, you know. And this is why you will never reach God because of that. For me, it's more or less like this, you know. I cannot talk too much about this because, you know, I don't have too much knowledge about Christianism at all. I'm a Christian, but I'm not too good. I'm very new and like newly converted, like few years. So I also, to be honest, I have not been studying at all. Because I have been a lot busy, but I have to. I know I have to, and I would try somehow to go back to this. Yeah, but at least I know. I know the way. I know I know the right way. I know what to do. You know, and I know I'm the right path.
They believed the world was created by an intelligent God. It's why Christians started the modern university system. Most of the Ivy League schools were started by Bible-believing Calvinists. So Christianity has never been opposed to science. What secularism tried to do was take the science without the Christianity and build a worldview based on the physical, ignoring the metaphysical. But they realized that they had no objective reason to believe anything that they believed, and now secularism can't answer basic scientific questions like what is a woman. Young people are starting to see how ridiculous this is and turning to traditional Christianity for answers about the world. Many traditional forms of Christianity, like Presbyterian, Lutheran, Catholic, and Orthodox, have detailed theological systems that answer all the questions modern society ignores. Now, beauty is something that even many modern Christians misunderstand. Traditional Christianity believes beauty is objective and it points us to God. Traditionally, churches were designed to look like colonies of heaven here on earth. And the traditional Western church architecture style, the Gothic style, is meant to be upward pointing because it shows the tension between heaven and earth. Traditional architecture reflects the beauty of nature because Christians believe God designed the beauty of nature to glorify himself. Traditional art was about living up to beauty standards, but modern art is about challenging them. People will walk in a modern art gallery and think, I'm supposed
I was forced to know this author and to do works about it in my country, like since I was a kid. This is freaking terrible. And I was simply doing because I had no freaking idea. I didn't pay any attention at all. I was a kid. And I was already being taught this stuff on the school, you know? Mainly this one. I remember very much this one. Because I know I did a lot of tasks on the school about this art in a specific, quote unquote art in a specific. It's called Abaporu. I don't know if I pronounce it right in English. Yeah, in my country it's called Zabapuru by Tarsila do Amaral. Yeah. So that's terrible. I cannot call this art nowadays, but you see, I still remember up until this day the name of the art and the name of the quote unquote art and the name of the artist, the quote unquote artist up until today. It's amazing, man. Oh my god, this is so terrible.
to enjoy this? Well,
I feel terrible because I know this. I really feel. I really do.
no, you're not, because that's not the purpose of modern art. The purpose of modern art is just to rebel against beauty. It's the same in music. Many of the best traditional classical composers like Bach and Handel were devout Christians who believed they were glorifying God through their music. Beethoven was the first to try and use music as a form of self-expression by challenging traditional musical norms. And although he was a great composer, everyone else tried to copy him and push the boundaries of music more and more until it sounded like a cat walking on a piano. So goodness, truth, and beauty are pushing young people towards Christianity, specifically traditional Christianity. There aren't exactly a bunch of young people flocking to non-denominational evangelicalism because it doesn't have beauty, because it's not meant to be historically rooted. And even though it does have some truth, it doesn't have the most deep and intellectual truth because, once again, it's not really rooted in the intellectual traditions of the church. Previous generations of the church actually gave into modernism by making worship more contemporary to try and attract young people, but these days young people desire tradition more than ever across all denominations.
Yeah, I feel this cringe, okay? It's my opinion. I really find this cringe. Like, Christians trying to do this kind of modern music. I find this cringe. For me, this is a sign to step away of this kind of church that do this stuff. I really don't. And in my country, it's like 90. I would try to guess that 95% of the church here are just like this. And this is why I don't feel like belonging at any of them. Like, I never felt comfortable in any of the churches here. It's a personal stuff. I'm trying to look for a Presbyterian church, but they are too far away from where I live, all of them, because from what I heard many times and what I searched online for, the Presbyterian ones here are the ones that are most like traditional of all, you know. Yeah, and I don't like Catholic churches. I really don't.
Aesthetics have been especially powerful in converting young men to Christianity. Video games trained young men to appreciate the medieval crusader aesthetic because they associated it with adventure, which is something all young men desire. And up until recently, the only way for young men to get adventure in the modern world was video games, but now many of them feel like they have an opportunity to crusade for the old Christian society that was taken from them. The reason it's been taken from them is every society is built on a particular religion, and American society is built on mainline Protestantism. So ever since that got hijacked by liberalism, so did society. Many people have responded by leaving these churches, but a couple years ago I started a movement called Operation Reconquista to retake these churches. And since then, thousands of people have joined the movement, many of whom are pastors. Young men need a mission, and this could be it. If you want to get involved, we have a map, which will be linked in the description of this video, where you can find a church within these denominations that still holds to the essentials of Christianity, and can be a good base for building back up these denominations.
Oh, I wish I had this in my country.
We also have a Discord community, which will be linked in the description, for mainline Protestants who want to fellowship with each other and encourage each other in rebuilding the church. The reason I bring this up is because, as fun as it is posting...
This map, no, this probably doesn't map my country, yeah. It's not worldwide, probably. It would be good if it was.
About Christianity on the internet,
I would
we need
like
to direct
that.
this energy towards building up the church in real life. And although Christianity is good for culture, we shouldn't be Christian because of that. It's good for culture because it's true. The real meaning of Christianity is not being a based giga-chad who crusades for the culture on the internet. It's about recognizing that God
Yeah, it's not, but it's fun. This mean is pretty much fun.
came down from heaven and died for your sins so you could be forgiven and have eternal life. But you don't need to wait until you die to go to heaven. The kingdom of heaven begins here on earth, and you can participate in building it up in anticipation of when Christ shall return to restore all things.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my three-tailed fox tier members, Wolony Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, Taiashi, Zaela Zhezzaia, and Succubus Bait. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron, and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel live and grow with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. Very good, this video was a masterpiece in my opinion. I think I don't have anything at all that I disagree with. Like really. 100%. But I wanna know your guys' opinions, like honestly. Do you guys think me or him are wrong at the end of this? Like, do you disagree with anything? Let me know in the comments. I would like to know your guys' opinions. Yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed pretty much. I wasn't expecting such a very well-made video. Like, for real, I wasn't expecting that. It's one of the best videos I watched in the last few months, probably. Like, easily. Very good. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below. Patreon, Discord, Skillfull and Tron. Support me so I can get the freak out of this terrible country as fast as possible. And I'll see you all my Fox links in the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ja, mata ne!